Garage fam? Garage guys. Garage guy Chase here.
Dale Tanhardt coming back to you. We're live at Atlanta.
We're live again, baby.
Austin Wayne Self actually just spun out, but Xfinity and trucks, or I guess Xfinity's coming up next, but we're here to focus on Cup, the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500. It's going to be a doozy. I really don't know what to say. I mean, we got some picks, but I would stay advised that we're really not sure the kind of racing we're going to see yet. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
We've already seen a little bit of practice. I mean, it has nothing to do with Cup whatsoever. But just seeing the trucks up here going like close to upwards of 3 wide, okay, it's just like Atlanta's back. Atlanta's fucking back. We're just gonna put it to that point. I think that's the simplest way to say it. I already feel that way. The race hasn't started, but I feel that way.
See, as a traditionalist, I feel the opposite. I'm nervous about what we're gonna see. I don't know if this is the style of racing that everybody prefers, but nonetheless, if it's an exciting race, it is what it is. But that's not really what we're all here for. We don't care if it's exciting. We care about what wins us the money. Let's get right into what we think is going to win us the money. I'll let you start off with your first pick.
Yeah, so JK, not going to start off with my first pick. I am going to just say this one thing. I just want to give a huge shout-out to the homies here in our campground that are letting us use the top of this bus right now.
Okay, that's a good
shout-out. Shout-out to Connor, shout-out to Mike, shout Brad. Shout Brett, as he said on Dave Moody's show on XM. That was a nickname.
They cooked a great breakfast, too. And phenomenal breakfast.
Yes, they did. Smothered hash browns. And I also just want to say shout out to the infield at Atlanta Motor Speedway because it is sold out. It's packed out in here. It looks completely different than it did in the fall. So I love that. Vibes are always strong when you can't see a lot of grass. So when you can't see a lot of grass, you know you're in a good place. And the track is just it looks like I-10 in Louisiana back home.
New repave.
Just got done construction. So now I'm ready to talk about my first bet. So we did our first space on NASCAR Twitter the other day. We talked about a couple of best bets that we had. There may be one or two things that have like kind of entered my mind since then, but like Dale said, until we see practice, I feel like we're going to have to kind of put some things on hold on the side. But there are some bets out there that we know that we're ready to rock with. First one has been the one that has been with me since the beginning of the week, and it has a lot to do with you'll love this, with Dale Senior Juju, okay? Kevin Harvick is plus 1,600, all right? Barstool Sportsbook is where I got him. I picked him up over that way. And the thing about Kevin is we saw a really good run for him at Phoenix last week, okay? I think he finished 6th, ended up, he was running 4th pretty much that whole race. And this is nothing like Phoenix. This is not going to be anything like we've ever seen. However, we know that Dale Sr. owned Atlanta, okay? Dale Sr., Atlanta was his playground. Kevin Harvick won that race after Dale Sr. passed in the white 29 Goodwrench car. He's in a white number 4 Ford this week, but he's got the Pegasus. So he's flying high with majestic animals, so that's always a good thing. And I just feel like right now with SHR, we talked about yesterday, they've had more cars finish in the top 10. They've been a little bit more of a powerhouse definitely than last year. It didn't take much. I mean, you could have popped a balloon with a pencil like a 5-year-old, and it would have done more than SHR did last year. So to see them on a rebound, I'll just be honest here. See them on a rebound is a good thing, and I feel like with the rebirth of Atlanta with this new track, we might see a coming of the times where Kevin Harvick can kind of slide back in and retake the claim of the first winner of the new Atlanta.
Yeah, at Phoenix, he had a shot to win that race. And one of those late race restarts, he was on the front row with Chase Briscoe. Just couldn't fire off well enough like the 14 could, or even what like the 1 could, Ross Chastain. Tyler Reddick fired off really well. And I'm going to stick with Tyler Reddick here. I just mentioned him. Tyler Reddick plus 1,600 is the only outright that I have personally locked in over on the Action Network app. Plus 1,600, same thing as Kevin Harvick.
Hey, where you going?
Is that a dog?
Hey.
Oh, no, it's our guy.
Bro.
He must have his headphones in.
He's got his headphones in. Saw somebody we knew.
Anyway, Tyler Reddick plus 1,600. I grabbed him at DraftKings, but he's around that same money line on most sports books, and even after practice, which, by the way, by the time you see this video, Cup practice will have probably concluded. I don't think there will be much shifting of odds, because if we see what we just saw with trucks, straight pack racing, then it's going to be tough for the books to manipulate the odds how they want to, because you don't know who's the fast guy when you're dependent upon the draft for practice time speed. So,
Starboard bets.
there you go. Tyler Reddick, though, if you look at the groundwork, RCR, Austin Dillon's been really good, but Tyler Reddick has been one of the only constants in this unpredictable 2022 season. The speed of the 8 car has been there all year long, was the fastest car at the Clash, fastest car at Fontana, struggled at Vegas, and still finished 7th, and last week at Phoenix was a top 3 car there at the end. So Tyler Reddick, I just think with how close he is, he's knocking on the door of that first win. And the speed of that race car, he's being severely undervalued by the books. So Tyler Reddick plus 1,600 is an outright. It's the only thing I got locked in right now. So
216s. Maybe we should bet Greg Biffle.
Yeah, if Greg Biffle could come back.
Where you at, Biff?
Arnoa Gragson.
Arnoa
this week. Yeah.
You're right. Crap. So. Holy crap. And he is. I think he was like, what was it, 1,400 for a top 10?
Which that line moved immediately.
Yeah, it was like 300 now everywhere that I went to look. So, yeah, can't find that anymore. It's not real. So, aside from that, I do love the Red Dog. At any given track, at any given day, they say it all the time. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a super speedway style, intermediate style, short track. Red Dog can get it done. So, for another plus 1,600 pick, I don't think that's bad whatsoever. I guess we'll kind of move in. I'll keep it in the Chevy camp. I want to go down to a little bit lower odds, or a little bit higher odds, I guess I should say. Hometown boy, Chase Elliott. I'm wearing his father's, a fan of his father, a fan of Bill. Bill's boy is plus 1,300 on DraftKings this week, okay? And I'm wearing a Georgia Rocket Man shirt. On the back, you see the 94 right there. Just keep the energy alive for Georgia, you know. We love Georgia. I'm from Louisiana. I got family in Georgia. I consider people here at this campground family in Georgia. Chase Elliott, he was born in Georgia. So it's a brand new track. This track has been born as of this weekend. So birth, Georgia, Chase Elliott born in Georgia, plus 1,300 Chase Elliott. That seems like it would be doable. Fast Hendrick car, number 9, Chevrolet.
And just
very simple terms.
Add some juju on top of that is IMSA and NASCAR announced the other day that Hendrick Motorsports will be competing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So you want to bring that news article up into here. Maybe you have some superstitious juju added to the table, plus the hometown hero. Who knows? But we do know that Hendrick Motorsports will probably be fast. And I don't hate if you bet Larson, Elliott, or Byron right now because they've been very fast. And you don't see Kyle Larson plus 1,000 very often. So,
no. And he's starting in the 20s, I think, now, too. So Larson's definitely good. I know he's going to be hot for DFS. There'll be a lot of people on him probably.
At a track with a lot of uncertainties, I wouldn't hate betting Larson at where he's at because who knows? We still don't know for sure if we'll see pack racing. I think we will after kind of seeing what we just saw with trucks. Still totally different race car. But talking about uncertainties, let's flip that. There have been quite a few certainties this year. Number one is Tyler Reddick, right?
Yeah.
Speed in his car has been a certainty, right?
Right.
Let's talk about 2 other teams that have been certain in their speed. Since Daytona, there have been 3 teams, 3 organizations that have fielded a car in the top 10 in every race since Daytona. RCR, Tyler Reddick, talked about. Austin Dillon's been pretty solid this year too. Stewart-Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe wins. Kevin Harvick's been, under the radar. Eric Almirola, hot start to the season. And they're a 4-car team, so you can kind of expect that more out of a 4-car team.
Right.
The third team in that equation, it's not Joe Gibbs Racing. It's not Hendrick Motorsports. It's not Team Penske. It's Trackhouse Racing.
It's Trackhouse.
So I'll lump in 2 picks right here. And like I said, the timing of this is interesting because by the time you see this, practice will be over. Maybe we'll have a little more to gauge off of on speed, but I doubt it. Trackhouse Racing, I'm taking Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain outright to win this race because the speed in their race cars has just been there all year. And no one expected that. You got 2 guys that are very hungry. Ross Chastain especially is knocking on the door. Very dominant at Las Vegas. Very good in the late stages of Phoenix last week. 2 top 3 finishes in that period of time. Daniel Suarez almost won Fontana. Was 2 laps away from winning that race. The speed in these race cars is there. The organization, the fire that this organization has brought to the series has been remarkable. Nothing short of remarkable. So with the speed, the consistency, and the surprise, 2 hungry drivers, Those are my next 2 outright plays. At Ross Chastain 2,500, Daniel Suarez plus 5,000. They linger around that same money line on every single book you look at.
You got the juices flowing here, Dale. You got the juices flowing a bit. I don't have my phone on me now. I would be interested to see what the odds are on just taking Trackhouse Racing to win this race.
Ooh.
I would love to see what those odds are, because if you're going both guys, I mean, obviously we got Suarez plus 5,000, Chastain plus 2,500. Might not be a bad idea to maybe take those low units and then go throw something on Trackhouse Racing as well if you're riding with Dale.
That's another key here we didn't talk about is I feel like low unit counts, low unit bets are the play so far. I mean, this track is so uncertain.
Treat it like Tona.
All 3 series, Xfinity, Trucks, and Cup. Low unit plays is probably the move here.
Just get a
we
bucket,
don't know what's going to happen.
Throw some guys in there. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But also have some knowledge with your darts. Okay. So if you throw darts like with Garage Guy, we'll come there. We'll kind of grab your hand and we'll show you where to aim it. All right. That's kind of what we're doing here. All right. So I love the Trackhouse Racing picks. It's not a bad thing. And Chastain has actually done testing at this track early. Only been 3 drivers to do that. Now, I want to kind of leave the outrights for a minute to talk about one of those 3 drivers that have done testing as well. I took Chris Buescher for a top 10 at plus 270 over on Barstool Sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook had him at plus 270. Reason that I took this guy is because we saw, I mean, obviously, plus 2,500 at the duels at Daytona, that definitely helps. The 550 horsepower package, super speedway style racing. If you're keeping that mindset for this track, why not throw them in? The 4s looked great, and that's just kind of where my reasoning is going. I think that it's very like doable for him. I think he's starting 16th, maybe mistaken on that. I have to go double check the lines and everything. But with him starting in that area with this horsepower package, that car, RFK may have a little bit of a bounce back because God knows they need it.
Absolutely. Right? They've really struggled outside of Daytona. But Chris Buescher, if you want to lump in super speedway statistics, which I wouldn't say is a crazy thing to do, Chris Buescher's been really good at super speedway racing. And we saw him win the duel, number 2 on Thursday.
And
RFK swept
he's decent in intermediates, too. He's decent. He's been decent last year.
It's just tough. It's just so tough to think if intermediate statistics are going to matter here. And you
just got to loop them all together.
I'm like Cal Naughton from Talladega Nights. My brain is in a pretzel. It's got my brain in a pretzel. So, I don't know. I don't hate that play, though. I mean, at that value, we could see a lot of wrecks, a lot of tumultuous style racing. So, Chris Buescher plus 270. Not bad, but I got my final pick here via BetMGM. I want you to pull out your phone and find it immediately after you watch me say this.
Odds went up.
And actually, the odds have gone up. Plus 15,000 this bet I'm about to tell you. All you need to happen, Martin Truex Jr. to be the top Toyota, William Byron to be the top Chevy, and Joey Logano to be the top Ford. If all 3 of those things happen, $10 wins you $1,500. I mean, put $1 on
That's
it,
a lot of
for
money.
Christ's sakes. Like, this is a bet that is insane to me that it's at this value because everything we talked about in this episode, the style of racing here could be absolutely crazy. Very tumultuous, similar to super speedway racing, pack racing, a lot of wrecks, a lot of unpredictable things happening potentially on Sunday. So if you look at Joey Logano, incredible super speedway racer, has been really consistent all year. He's leading the point standings. You look at Martin Truex Jr., you can play both sides on Truex. Won 2 stages at Daytona for the Daytona 500 and was there almost to the end until he got collected in a wreck. And really strong at an intermediate earlier this year at Vegas. So you can lump both sides into this for Truex. And then William Byron arguably has been the fastest Chevy in the entire field. I would say him and Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson are in that conversation together. So this is a bet that could possibly be there at the very end and come down to the final lap. I want to know in any sport how many bets that are plus 10,000, plus 15,000 come down to the final moment of an event. That never happens. Rarely happens.
0.
Yeah, I saw the 3, but yeah, 0.
3 for Dale.
0, but 0 to the camera. This is a bet that is worth $1. It's worth $5 because it could come down to the very end of this race where you have a shot to win. Plus 15,000 is unbelievable. It's on BetMGM as a prop bet. That's it for me.
Greatest sport in the world.
It's insane.
Greatest sport in the world.
I can't hear you because the jet dryer.
I said greatest sport in the world. I was just saying it like
I don't know what my hand. We all know that's true. That goes without saying.
I don't. Brain is in a pretzel. So I love that, and I'm going to ride and continue off of that. I got really lucky early in the week, and I found someone got fired at Barstool Sportsbook probably. I got Martin Truex Jr. plus 100 for a top 10. Was probably the most insane bet I think I've gotten in a while, but maybe not too insane to the public because people have that, oh, Truex sucks at super speedways. Let people keep thinking this is going to be a super speedway race because it's not a super speedway. It just may be rated like one. We don't know yet. But plus 100 for a Joe Gibbs racing car in the top 10, it makes sense. We saw him do well at Daytona, and I love the bet that you have as well. You know, and I could see it all happening. You know, I could see it all happening. So it's not an issue here. Like I said, you get your bucket, you throw your picks in, you don't spend too much, and you could get a shitload of money. And that's how it goes there. My last bet, I guess I'll go ahead and say my outright. This is a play that I love. It's a plus 5,000 bet, like your Suarez bet, but it's with a team that has shown a complete turning of the tide. Petty GMS, Eric Jones plus 5,000 to win this race. The speed is real. The speed is raw. This man was inside of the top 5, maybe in another dimension during Auto Club, okay? Never seen the 43 do that. Probably back when Petty was racing, that was the last time we've seen it happen. I think that this is a new beginning for this team and that Eric Jones is showing his skills as a wheelman. There's a lot going on here, by the way. If you've seen me looking around through this whole video in Dale, just know there's a lot happening here in Atlanta. If you're not here, sucks for you. But yeah, Eric Jones plus 5,000. I don't really need to say too much more about it. It is what it is. Well, those are some bets.
That's another play you could look at both sides. Like, Eric Jones is a really talented super speedway racer. Has 2 wins at Daytona if you include exhibition races, and he's been fast all year at every track.
Yeah.
So that's a feel-good play at plus 5,000.
You'd be an idiot. You'd be an idiot not to take it.
I bet that's going to blow the fucking speakers off of people's computers.
You'd be an idiot not to take it.
I'm not paying for
I
your
actually
speakers.
heard that. I heard that. I'm not going to call the people an idiot or idiots.
Yeah.
All right. They do what they want.
Well, you do what you want. I'm going to do what I want. I'm just going to say I'm not paying for your speakers. So,
no, that's we are in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you signed a liability waiver when you pressed play.
Well, those are some bets, man. I don't know. It's really windy and cold here. Beautiful though. Really
chilly.
Nice weather. That's why I got my Jeff Gordon here. Jeff Gordon locked in. I might have to bet on William Byron now because every time I wear 24 and don't bet him, he finds a way to win.
Well,
so
I mean, you do have him
to.
in the plus 15,000 bet.
That's true. That's true. I do have him in
car.
that.
He's got to be the
but
top Chevy.
Might have to throw some more action on him now. So, and speaking of which, for specific unit allocations after you watch this podcast, check us out on the Action Network. Our links are in our bios all over Twitter. Dale Tanhardt, Garage Guy Chase. I picked Chase Briscoe to win last week at plus 5,000, just letting you know. He picked Ross Chastain to win. He finished second. So 2 plus 5,000 guys were picked by us to win, and they finished 1-2. That's pretty fucking remarkable, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, for all of our unit allocations, specific details and analysis in text, check us out on Action Network for those.
And don't stop there. Go to GarageGuysFantasySports.com because you know we got you covered with all of our betting articles, our personal insight, and for DFS as well. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. We be typing. We be typing. That's just what we do. That's how we do it. We do it for the fan. We do it because we love you. We appreciate you. We appreciate NASCAR.
Severe arthritis.
I do have some. Carpal tunnel is on the way.
My hands just shake.
I wonder if there's anybody in the world that would be like, where is carpal tunnel located? Where can we drive through it? Probably. That person has to exist somewhere in the world.
No.
Anyway, has nothing to do
I have
with,
no
with
comment
the
on
NASCAR.
that.
But I will say this much. Just love what I'm seeing out here. The culture is strong. We're going to keep it rolling. If you haven't been to a NASCAR race this year, go ahead and get your tickets. Get out to a race because we're going to be at a shit ton of these races. We want to see people out here having a good time, enjoying the racing, enjoying the culture and the vibe. It's a brand new era for NASCAR, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing, as we like to say. So shout out to all you people watching this. We appreciate it. Let's have some fun in Hot Atlanta, baby.
Let's get it.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 the garage guys. It's 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 the garage guys.